Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl who was loved by everyone, but most of all by her grandmother. One day, her grandmother made her a little Red Riding Hood, and she loved it so much that she wore it all the time. That is why everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, her mother said, "Little Red Riding Hood, your grandmother is feeling unwell. Take her this cake and a bottle of juice to make her feel better, stay on the path, and be careful." Little Red Riding Hood promised to obey. Her grandmother lived in a cottage at the far end of the forest. On her way, Little Red Riding Hood met a wolf, but she did not know he could be tricky. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf kindly. "Good morning," she replied. "Where are you going?" "I am going to see my grandmother," she answered, "with some treats." The wolf thought to himself, "I would like to see this grandmother." So he gently suggested, "Why don't you pick some flowers for her?" Little Red Riding Hood thought that was a good idea and wandered off the path to gather flowers. Meanwhile, the wolf hurried to grandmother's house and knocked on the door. "Who is there?" "It is Little Red Riding Hood," said the wolf, pretending. "Come in, dear," called the grandmother. The wolf stepped inside and kindly asked grandmother to rest in a closet. Then he put on grandmother's nightcap and lay down in her bed. Soon Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage and knocked on the door. "Come in, dear," said the wolf in grandmother's voice. Little Red Riding Hood went in and looked at grandmother in the bed. "Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have!" "The better to hear you with, my dear." "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have." "The better to see you with, my dear." "Oh, grandmother, what big hands you have." "The better to hug you with." "But grandmother, what a big mouth you have." "The better to greet you with." Just then, a kind hunter passed by the cottage. Hearing voices, he came in and saw Little Red Riding Hood talking to the wolf in disguise. He quickly helped grandmother come out of the closet. Together, they told the wolf to leave and never come back to the forest again. The wolf ran away, and no one ever saw him again. Little Red Riding Hood hugged her grandmother with relief, and they all enjoyed the treats she had brought. From that day on, she always stayed on the path, just as her mother had told her. And they lived happily ever after.